5 tips on getting what you truly desire. Tip number 1. Know your desire very, very well. Hello and welcome to today's video. In this episode, we are exploring your desire and how you can help your desire to come to fruition. As I mentioned in the first point, you need to know your desire very, very well. Because the more you know your desire well, the more you can prepare for it to come into your life, the more you can cater for its arrival. Give you an example. Let's say you want a large sum of money. It might sound good to receive a large sum of money, but the question is, are you prepared to deal with all the consequences and responsibilities that large sum of money brings into your life? Do you have the right people to help you to deal with that money? Do you have the skill to deal with that money on your own? So have a look. Let's say you are perfectly capable to deal with any kind of responsibility, but maybe the desire for money is not exactly what you want. Maybe there is another desire lurking underneath the idea of having financial security. Therefore, ask the question, once I obtain my desire, who will I be? Will I be the person who I would love to be? Or it is making me into someone I don't think I would look upon favorably. Basically, choose the most loving and loveliest desire in your heart. Then make a room for it in your life. If you make a room for it, then there will be space for it when it's time for it to arrive. Tip number 2, once you already know what your heart desire is, stop thinking about it that it will be obtained in the future. Instead, trust that the substance which makes the desire already exists as goodness. Imagine this goodness to be a large arena, an infinite field of goodness. This arena is much larger than what your mind can perceive. Therefore, do not focus on how this desire is going to be fulfilled, what method, what ways the desire can or should come to you. Equally, avoid focusing on the timing, the how and when. It's up to this loving arena because it is part of its nature. It knows how and when, but you as a persona limited, so you need to focus on what signals the arena sends you. One of those signals is desire. Desire signals to you that there is goodness you can have. Naturally, when you feel a desire, you don't necessarily focus on that this desire just appeared in you. Rather, you focus on what you are lacking. But if you just stop for a moment and recognize that there is a beautiful event happening in you, you are craving something wonderful, and this wonderfulness just appeared in you. If you focus on that and acknowledge that, that will give you the sense that, hang on a minute, this came from somewhere. This is something I am receiving. From my deep sense of self, I am receiving beautiful ideas, beautiful desires. It is all free. And if I can receive this beautiful impulse freely, then freely I can receive the fulfillment of my desire as well. This loving arena, this loving connectedness is in me, around me, and it's around others as well. Relax into this understanding. I exist in it, you exist in it, and all of our desires and fulfillment of those desires already exists in it as well. This brings me to tip number 3. Be grateful for it. Be grateful that life is on your side. Be grateful that you are not alone and there is an intuitive, synchronistic power which is helping you to connect to others in the world and also to attain the fulfillment of your desire. Gratefulness and a grateful heart will most certainly help your desire to come to fruition much, much faster. The reason it is fast is because you have the ability to push the energy of goodness forward. The energy of goodness is already in your life. You are made out of it. And when you are grateful, you are allowing this energy to flow. Basically, you are not being an obstacle, but a helper for the movement. Another way you can do that is that you imagine that you already have what you want, so you can be grateful for it in advance. In a way, you create a plan. Just like when you're building a home, you have a plan, a blueprint of the structure and the construction. The plan of a building shows to others what you have imagined, which building you would like to build. Similarly, gratefulness equals to a plan. When your heart is grateful, you're showing to life what you would like to build, what you would like to experience. So go ahead and imagine the best, and life will be your co-creator. Tip number 4, picture fulfillment now. Imagine that your desire already has come to pass. You already have it now. In that imaginative scene, you place yourself into the scene. You are experiencing it now. Do not look at the scene as if you would be outside of it. Make sure that you are the central character in the scene. It is happening right now that you're possessing what you desired. Placing yourself into the scene indicates that you are the one who already have it. Not placing yourself in a scene and observing as if you would be an outsider, then that is what you are stating. You are outside of attaining that fulfillment. The trick is to see that your identity is someone who has wonderful things, instead of the lack of things robbing you from seeing this identity. This brings me to tip number 5. Acknowledge that the I am sense in you is your co-creator. With it, in it, through it. Viewing yourself, your life journey, as someone who is traveling in the goodness of life, in the arena of goodness, in the arena of blessings, in the arena of wonder, will help you to get to your destination sooner. The moment you acknowledge that this energy is your partner and this energy is your helper, this energy is your supporter, the biggest supporter you can ever have, this acknowledgement is the fuel you need to get your heartfelt desire to be fulfilled. The sense of self, I am, is the biggest power you can have access to. Use it for your benefit. I am is the one who is one with you, who is supporting you. So when you want something so strongly, when you desire something so deeply, check with this I am. Is this good for me? Is this useful for me? And if it is, then I trust that I already have it. And I see myself as someone who already has it. Doesn't matter how long I will have to wait, but I already have it. Using your imagination and using this knowledge together, and you standing strong that you already have it, no matter what kind of thoughts, no matter what kind of doubts, no matter what your circumstances projecting towards you. If you stand in this mode that you already have it, if you stand on this understanding, then you can get what you truly desire. Next, I will have a short summary and a testimony to show you how it's done. It doesn't matter that your desire is small or big. The size is not the issue. What matters is that you know that you would love something. You know that you have room for this desire to be fulfilled in your life, and you are grateful for it. You are grateful because you trust that you already have it. Along the way, you never forget that life is your co-creator. In the following story, I will demonstrate to you how my friend and I have used the principle that we already have it to help bring a wonderful desire to fruition. A friend of mine came to me and said she is longing to have a piano. She's taking piano lessons, but to afford a new piano is very costly, and to buy a second-hand piano in a good condition is also not on her affordable list. The other problem she was facing is that if she happened to get a piano, she can only place the piano in one location where another item is already occupying the space. This item belonged to her husband, and she was wondering that her husband might not want to move the item. Most likely that was her biggest concern. I said to her, let's make an agreement. You and I will agree that the brand new piano which you long for, exactly the model you want, exactly the color and the style, is already sitting at that exact spot where you would love to place it. And your husband is willing to move the item which is occupying the space. I don't know if she understood me straight away, because she was still looking at me a little bit puzzled. However, she understood that she needs to trust and focus on you already have what you want. Focus on this instead of focusing on the lack. And if it doesn't work out, you have nothing to lose. But if it does, you have a lot to gain. Let's try it. Would you agree with me? And she said yes. I suggested, let's shake on it. We did, and I said the following to her. The handshake seals the deal that you made a commitment that from now on you will try to picture that you already have the piano where you want the piano to be, and periodically you will try to imagine that you are in front of the piano playing it. I also pictured a scene from my angle. From my angle, I am standing behind her as she is playing the piano, and my hand is on her shoulder as I am listening to her beautiful music. This was the scene, and we held on to the image. I periodically relived the image in my imagination, reenacted that I am standing behind her and listening to the piano playing. One day, when I haven't heard from her for a while, I had a feeling to give her a call. So when I called her up, she said, "Guess what? I found a piano. And tomorrow morning the inspector will come and tell me if it is a worthwhile purchase." I said to her, "Let's imagine that he is saying this is a wonderful musical instrument. And let that be and trust life." Almost 3 months later, she had the piano, exactly in the spot where she wanted the piano to be. It was exactly the model she was longing for, and it is exactly the color and the shape she was looking to buy earlier. The piano was in a storage unit. Nobody claimed the storage unit, and then the owners of the container sold the content of the unit. Then it was advertised, and my friend could buy it for a very affordable price. The piano, although it wasn't brand new, it has still obtained a warranty. That warranty period covered 4 brand new keys. So by the time the piano is assembled properly and tuned, the piano is brand new. My friend is already playing the piano regularly and enjoying her dream coming to fruition based on the principle that we already have it. I also managed to visit her and take that picture where I physically stand and put my hand on her shoulder. So what I pictured in my mind physically happened. Alongside the piano, my friend had a few other requests, and one of those requests was that she knew a lady who was looking for a loving relationship. Can we also imagine for her? I said, yes, we can do it. Let's join in an agreement that we imagine that she has found a loving, beautiful partner who will be committed to her and she will be committed to him. Shortly later, my friend was happily reporting back to me that it did not take a long time at all, and this lady found a beautiful partner with whom they've been enjoying each other's company, and the relationship looks quite serious, even though it is still at the early stages. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We will continue this topic of conscious creating in our next conversation. See you then.